Teslas are highly desirable. They have amazing acceleration, great software, and are better for the environment. But can we afford one? Today, we speak with Rachel, who got a Tesla Model 3 SR Plus in December 2021 to find out the true cost of owning a Tesla here in Singapore. Click subscribe to stay updated to more videos on Tesla. Rachel, welcome to the channel.
Thanks for having me.
Rachel, what were your total upfront costs buying your Tesla Model 3 SR Plus? The base car price, the COE, as well as any extra mods you installed.
So Daren, I think for the base cost, we are looking at 116. For COE, by around that period, about 79k. I think in terms of modification, we haven't done any so far because I think we are very pleased with the look. So we haven't had any plans, so I'll say 0 for that. In total, it's about 196k.
That sounds like a lot to all of our international viewers. In the US, you can get a car at least for about 35,000 US dollars. But here in Singapore, 197,000 Singapore dollars is now considered cheap because this car now costs 40,000 extra Singapore dollars or extra 30,000 US dollars because of government taxes. The ARF and additional COE category B, which just hit a record high of 118,500. When you are looking to buy a Tesla, what other cars were you considering, Rachel?
I think that's a very interesting question because we didn't plan to get any car at that moment, because at the moment right now we don't have any kids, so there isn't any urgent need. But all along we knew that for the first car that we have, we wanted a Tesla. So I think at that period of time, sometime in July 2021, Raffles City then had a showroom. We went down and had a look. We were so impressed by the design of the front, the clean interface, the instant acceleration and the regenerative braking. These are all features that we were really attracted to. And I think at that time there were 2 rebates given by the government. First was the EV early adopter and the other was the VES. So we had in total about 45k in terms of the rebate. So that was one of the decisive points for us.
How much cash do you have to pay upfront for this car?
We had to pay upfront cash, it's only for the COE was about 79k.
79k COE upfront, the rest was through financing. Let's
right.
talk about that. How do you pick your financing options for your car loan and also insurance providers?
I think at that period of time, we joined the membership for the Tesla Owner Singapore group. I think they had partnership with a bank as well as insurance provider. When we looked at a bank, we did a desktop research. We felt that Standard Chartered, which was offering 1.3%, was pretty good. In terms of the insurance provider, when we look around, actually there was quite limited option because EV was pretty new. So we were considering between Liberty, which was officially endorsed by Tesla. On the other hand was Synergy, in partnership with Tesla owners. So that was offering 3k, so that was a more affordable option for us. So we went ahead with Synergy.
So good financing at 1.38. Not sure how much the financing rates are now, especially with inflation. But then initially the insurance cost was 3,000.
Yeah.
But it is trending downwards as EV adoption grows in Singapore. Very clear. Owning an EV, everyone talks about charging, so let's hit your favorite supercharging spot. Where are we going to, Rachel?
We're going to Century Square.
See you inside.
See you.
We're now inside Rachel's Tesla Model 3. How do you find a supercharger? Can you guide us through?
Oh, sure. Just go to the interface, look for charging. This is the nearest one. I think we'll just go to Century Square. So there's one available lot right now.
Okay, so let's head there.
All right.
Have you ever encountered a situation where you hit the supercharger station and there's no more lots?
I think that was during the earlier period when Tesla Supercharger was like free. And then my favorite point then was at Katong V because I think the one at Century Square wasn't set up yet. And whenever I go there, I think the worst time was there were like 3 that were charging and there were like 2 in line. So I think I needed to wait about 1 hour for the lot.
Wow, 1 hour.
Yeah.
Those were exceptional times when superchargers were free for a few months when Tesla first launched in Singapore. It is now free in Thailand as well. Thailand has 3 supercharger stations. So if you're driving up from Singapore or Malaysia, free superchargers. But now the situation sounds like it's much better.
So right now, whenever I want to charge, I think so far I haven't had any issue about, unavailable slots. So it's pretty simple and straightforward for me.
It's good to hear. We will definitely need it because our state of charge is relatively low, as you can see down here. We are at 13% state of charge.
Yeah, I think it's not an issue. I only start to panic when it gets below 10%.
So this is coming from a EV veteran already.
That's right.
The first few weeks, how was your feeling?
I think whenever it hit close to 25%, I start to get nervous because on a handphone, right, you will experience suddenly for 25% it drops a lot. I think the limit when I really pushed it was I think 5%. I was driving from Orchard. It was a mad rush to Katong V, and then when I reached the point, it was left 2%. So I think from the experience, I kind of know what's the limit and when I should really start looking for a charger.
Wow, 2%. Let us know down in the comments what was your lowest state of charge with your Tesla or any other EV that you own. We have Pokemons accompanying us for this ride.
That's right. A Psyduck and a Squirtle. It's our favorite characters.
Do you watch the Pokemon movie?
The Pokemon movie... Which one?
The Ryan Reynolds one.
Oh, that was hilarious. I love the Psyduck. I think that was when I decided to go to Pokemon Center to buy it because it was so adorable. I love Psyduck. I think it's a very underrated character.
The power of merchandising and movies. Hopefully there'll be more Pokemon movies coming out soon. Okay, we want to see you in Century Square Supercharger.
In 300 meters, your destination will be on the left.
We're 200 meters away from the Century Square Supercharger. It's in the car park basement. Is this your favorite Supercharger location?
Yeah, I think in terms of the location, it's really close to my house and to my workplace. The other option I would consider is Katong V, but it's outdoor. Doesn't have much amenities as compared to here. I think what I really like about this place is I can just park and then I get about 45 minutes, go and grab a bite, go to NTUC and buy my groceries, then I come back, I still have spare time.
This is truly the heartland. So much to do here.
That's right. But this entrance is a bit tricky. I think when the Tesla Supercharger was up, I drove in and I actually scratched the car because I think one of the lane is a bit narrow. But practice makes perfect.
Agreed. Just gotta be a bit careful coming in. Teslas are wider. This is the Model 3. The Model Y is even wider, 7 cm wider.
Okay. So just now on the screen it shows one available, but I think the car just left. So there are two now. So let's see. And avoid the center lot.
How come this to create some buffer space?
Yep. Because if you park beside each other, you're actually sharing the same network. So I think Tesla also advised us to try to spread it out where possible.
And you can see another charging station out there, non-supercharger. That's by, looks like Charge Plus. Okay, let's head outside. Start charging the car. 8% state of charge, Rachel.
Yep. No
Whoa.
worries at all.
8% state of charge.
Just wait. Okay, it's charging now.
How do you find the Tesla community in Singapore? Like, let's say you see other owners around. Do they say hi? Do they talk about the car?
So funnily, when we see each other, sometimes we like look at each other and then we will nod. I don't know. There's some form of maybe like some form of connection. It's a bit funny, but it's true. Yeah, I don't see that among other car users.
The Tesla community is helpful, it's friendly, and if you see others, just wave at them. We're back in Rachel's car to talk about the ongoing cost of ownership. Now that we talked about the upfront cost of ownership earlier, you can see here we just got in the Supercharger, and already it went from 8 to 20%. I think in barely 3-4 minutes,
Yeah.
and there's about 40 minutes remaining.
So usually when it charged at the onset until about 80-90%, and then that's where I noticed the charging speed will actually slow down. So actually 20 to 80% will be quite fast.
It is really fast. So right now the charging speed you can see is 93 kilowatts, so pretty decent. This car, the SR Plus, I believe can go up to about 170 kilowatts. What makes you charge almost exclusively in Tesla Superchargers? There are more affordable AC chargers out there.
Yeah, I think the lifestyle is really one reason. I think cost. Maybe I just go to the cost. I do know that there are a lot of options out there. So the Tesla Supercharger isn't the cheapest. But to be honest, when I'm comparing the charging cost, is about $95 a month. I mean, charge once a week. When I compare with a petrol, each time I pump is about 100 plus already. So I mean, if you really compare the $95 for 4 times charging versus 1 time petrol charge top up, actually the cost is affordable. I didn't feel that I think the cost savings is really substantial. Second reason is the lifestyle. I think it's very seamless. Like I think from the video you can watch, I didn't take out anything. I just plug in, and then it starts charging. End of the day, I unplug and it gets charged to my credit card. It's all in the Tesla app. It's really seamless. I don't have to take out my phone. I don't have to like open an app, which I think is quite a big barrier for me. Because nowadays handphone we have so many applications, and then you have to download the app, create an account, link to your credit card, log in, charge. I think that's quite a lot of inconvenience, I would say. Yeah, I'm just looking for something that's hassle-free, and the Tesla Supercharger is fast, 45 minutes charging speed. I mean, in terms of duration, it's really very good. In fact, it's a sweet spot because within the 40 to 45 minutes, I can just walk away, buy grocery, go and have a quick meal. So I think it's really kind of like integrated to my lifestyle, and I don't see myself finding other charging options right now.
We were just talking about this off camera that the ultimate currency now, especially as we spend more time on Earth, is time.
That's right. Yeah.
Time is valuable. It's already so much more affordable than petrol. How much would you say the electricity charging savings is compared to petrol? Would it be like 50% cheaper?
I would imagine if you say for full charge versus a full petrol top up, maybe it's 25%.
25% savings?
Oh, sorry.
Off the total cost?
Yes, off the total cost. Yeah.
So it's 4 times cheaper.
Sorry.
How much are you paying every month on charging right now?
So each time I charge, it's about $28. I think I usually try to charge when it's below 20%. That's the recommendation. Full charge will be about 28. So each month about 4 times. So it's in total about $95 a month.
$95 a month? For most ICE car owners I speak to in Singapore, they're spending around $300 a month. So it sounds like the savings is quite substantial.
Right.
You're only charging once a week.
That's right, yeah.
A lot of people have this perception, I get an EV, how often do I need to charge? How much are you driving roughly per month?
I think because compared to other users, maybe my mileage isn't very high. I drive to work, I drive home, sometimes I drive out to go to the gym. So I will say that I'm not driving a lot as compared to other users. So usually during weekend, that's where I start to arrange for the charging to take place.
That's not bad at all. If you are low mileage driver once a week, that's really decent. Is there any home charging available where you live?
So I'm currently staying in a condominium. I've tried to put in a feedback to install EV charging. I think after a while, in the recent AGM, they did announce that they will start to install an EV charger. So that's a good news for me. Yeah, I think the government incentives are really working out well.
That's very good to hear. It is very hard. A lot of people trying to get EV chargers in the condo, not much success. So congratulations.
Thanks.
So that's charging. What other ongoing costs do you have for your Tesla?
I think if you're talking about taking care of a car, there's servicing and maintenance. So far in the 30 km that I've driven, I've only changed the air filter and I've rotated the tire because I heard that every 10 km you need to rotate. So I think so far the cost to me is about $120. Yeah, I haven't got into any accidents or touch wood, so the cost is very low. Besides that, that's on the monthly monthly basis, if you're talking on the year, car loan is about 1.5k a year. Sorry, yeah,
So
per month.
1.5k per month car loan, charging around 100, so about 1.6k. Then incidental costs, it was occasional only. There was this tire rotation, not much. There's no brake pad change.
None at all.
There's no engine oil because it's not an ICE car.
None.
Any other costs that we should be aware of?
I think it's only the road tax and the insurance, which is on a yearly basis. So road tax is about 3k. Insurance now is a bit lowered because I think I've driven for a year. I didn't have any incidents, so they actually lowered. So it's about 2k a year now.
So insurance costs have went down from 3k initially to now 2k. So 1k a year savings. Road tax is 3,000. It is higher than like some fancy Ferraris. So our ask to Singapore government is, can we have lower road tax for EVs in our country? You've driven other ICE cars as part of your family car before. So how will you compare the cost of your previous cars to this Tesla?
So I think the last car that we had actually belonged to my family. We got a Chevrolet in 2016. So this is a Cat A category. I think in terms of a recurring cost, charging of petrol, charging for Tesla is definitely cheaper. Also the maintenance, because I do know like every 10k, 20k, they usually change the brake pad fluid, but there isn't this thing over here. So for Tesla it's cheaper, but when you talk about road tax and insurance, Tesla in general is more expensive.
So there you go. Net, there should be savings, but it really depends on your insurance and your road tax.
Yeah.
The more you drive, the more you save.
Yeah, I think the cost savings will only be realized the longer you drive. But I think for Tesla, as compared to other cars, the cost for the beginning is really higher. But the more you drive, you'll notice the cost savings is actually higher along the way.
Speaking of cash cards, how do you manage your parking top up? Is there an easy way to do it apart from going to all the cash card machines all the time?
Yeah, this is what I actually do when I'm waiting for my car to be charged. So this card is pretty cool. Nets at Flash Pay. You can actually do the top up on your app. So let me just find you the app, Nets app, and then you can top up. It scans the card. Let me just try again. Sometimes it takes a while because you need to align in this sweet spot. Okay, and then you can top up to $100 depending on the card. Press submit, and then you can type in the credit card details. So it's instantaneous. After that, you just have to tap again, you get top up. So I never ever had to walk to the cash card machine. Additionally, actually they have this feature where you can do an auto top up. So what happens, every time when you reach $0, they can deduct from your credit card $50. But bear in mind that the auto top up only happens every 3 days. So which means if you used up the $50 deposit today, they won't do the auto top up.
Thank you, Rachel, for that great tip. I'll definitely be using that when I get my Model Y. I hope that you found this useful as well. I did not know about this until today. Very cool. So in this series, we've talked to another owner who also had a Model 3 SR Plus. Rachel also owns a Model 3 SR Plus. Everyone's consumption behavior, the situation is slightly different. There are similarities, but difference as well. And so we'll continue talking to more owners in Singapore so that you get a full look of all different scenarios to match your own lifestyle, see whether this car is worth it for you. So as we're just talking here, about 8 minutes have elapsed. We're already now at 45% state of charge. It is really fast. So it's just 30 minutes remaining.
It's only $10.
We're now in the back seat of Rachel's car. You like the design of this car. That's one of the key reasons why you bought it. You definitely like the trunk a lot, but you also are sharing that the back seat is something that you enjoy. Tell us more.
I think this is the favorite part of the car to me because it's very spacious as compared to an ICE car. If you notice the middle, there is no bump, so it's really very spacious. And I think the best part is the full view. When you're driving out the road, you can see the sky and the surrounding, and sometimes it really gives me the impression that like I'm on the MRT or the LRT. When the car is moving, it's quiet, and then you can get to see a lot of good view from the sides and the top.
When we come in the back seat, the car's climate control doesn't automatically turn on, so we got to manually turn it on again.
Yeah, that's right.
Because
But it's
it
okay.
registers us as non-passengers. But you can do it on the app, right?
Yep, that's right. I'm doing it now. Yeah, so I just turn it on. So easy.
So convenient. So you can see in the front, it's also showing the charge state indicator. 25 minutes. So you can see here, 25 minutes and 62%. This is a great car, but car prices in Singapore are going up. Tesla prices are actually going down worldwide. In the US, they just did another 5% price cut on most of their models. So with this situation here, we really want this car. I think some of your friends also mentioned that they want to get a Model Y for family use, but it's just timing it, right? Can you tell us more, Rachel?
I think right now the COE prices are quite on the high side. So in terms of my family and friends, a lot of them really show interest in Tesla when I demonstrate to them the features. But I think there are two main groups that are looking at. Firstly, those that don't have a car. Right now they're just looking at something that's in a shorter term horizon. So like a second hand. Generally in the market is the ICE car with a couple of years left in the COE. The other group is like people who already have the car. Generally the same kind, similar structure to Model Y in terms of the compartment. Right now they are still monitoring the market because they do find the COE is very high, but most of them are actually looking at Model Y.
The Model Y is really popular. It's outselling the Model 3. So Model Y is about 70-80% of sales in most markets. The rest are Model 3. When you decided to get your car, what was your thought process between waiting and going?
I think we were lucky then. When we look at the car, it was sometime back in July. I think the COE was about 80 plus thousand, and then we decided that actually it's not the right time for us. We can just wait a little bit. Just nice. During the November-December period when we bidded for it, the COE actually dipped for a bit, so at 79K. So I thought we were quite lucky.
We can never predict in Singapore the COE prices going up or down. It's kind of like stock market, right? It's an auction. So we see what happens. Oh, there's actually a Model Y in front of us. Not using a supercharger.
Yeah. That could be the next interview.
Next guest, hopefully. What's one tip you have, Rachel? One final tip for those of us here who are considering a Tesla in Singapore?
I think a tip for potential drivers for Tesla is the community is very active. So there are several Facebook groups to take note. Tesla Owner Singapore group, as well as Tesla La Copy. I think there are also a couple of Telegram chats that is very useful to join. Sometimes I do see people commenting like something has fixed or something needs to be fixed. Where can they get the best contact? I think people are actually very helpful and they share tips, places to go. So I think it's probably it's quite good to be part of the community.
I agree. EVs are still relatively new in Singapore, and for all pioneers like Rachel, we can't do it on our own. We're very thankful that we've got a great community. I'll put all the different community links down in the video description. There are more than 2,000 Tesla owners in our country now. More will come. Thank you so much, Rachel, for sharing your experience on the total cost of ownership for a Tesla Model 3 in Singapore. We've learned a lot.
You're welcome, Daren. Happy to be here.
If you found this video useful, please click the like button. If you still have any other questions on the cost of owning a Tesla in Singapore, for Rachel and I, let us know down in the comments. Click subscribe to stay updated to more videos on Tesla.
Bye. A bit more. Like this.
A little bit back is okay. Just now was okay. It was just a little bit of hesitancy in the stop, that's all.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a perfect position. That was a perfect position.
Okay.
Teslas. That was my fault. That was me.
Sorry.